Hello, my name is Christy Guzzo, and I am here to discuss my senior project. To introduce you to my senior research project was to see if there was a correlation between social media use, depressive thoughts, and social isolation. Why did I choose this project? Well, because 96% of all adults in America own a smartphone or use one every single day. I thought it was extremely relevant to today's society that with social media use and smartphone use. So I thought I would see if there was a negative aspect to all that use. My thoughts going into this project with all the negative interactions I see on social media, I thought I would see that in the research results. So first up is my research question, and my research question was, does social media use correlate to depressive thoughts and social isolation? To start off, how does social media affect mental health? Today's teenagers are almost always on their smartphone. It is observed that many adolescents take their phones to bed. Adams and Kessler said that having access to that much social media can be unhealthy physically and mentally. Next up is screen time and cell phone addiction. Research suggests that screen time has gone up. According to household use, 88.3% of households have an internet access, and 96% of US adults, as I said before, own a smartphone or use a smartphone. And that comes from RJ McNally. Another fact is that with all this social media use at the same time, studies show that guidance counselor visits have gone up as well. Previous social media research suggests that the sleeping habits um, uh, this high social media use have gone worse over time. That comes with social Piketzel. Research research questions researchers have questioned the fact that social media has caused these sleep abnormalities, especially Rodriguez. He suggests that there is a correlation behind the two. The other part is depressive thoughts and social isolation. Leading to depressive thoughts, results in previous studies indicated that there is a correlation between depression and social isolation. Studies focusing on social isolations say that there is a strong negative bias that leads us to social media and depressive thoughts and social isolation. That comes from Brian Pemrick. Next up is my method. And for the method, the the average age was 32.4. Household income, the mean household income was 39,500 dollars, while the standard deviation was 1.32. Next up is race. The race of the participants was not very diverse. 32 of the 36 participants were white, which is 88% of participants. One person said NA, or not applicable, and one person put American down as their race, and one put mixed ethnicity down as their race. The education level for this was high. The most was bachelor's at 38.9. The second highest was high school, 30.5. The next was associates with 19.4. The next was master's with 5.9. And the next and doctorate and some high school both had 0%. For gender, 25% were male and 47% were female, and the rest did not choose to reply to that one, saying non applicable as well. Next up, for my results. My research question was this. The question I chose was if there was a correlation between negative thoughts and social isolation. It was not supported at all. For my first theme was negative thoughts, so my first theme was negative thoughts. This was completely unsupported. Most people responded saying they had positive thoughts. 96% of them saying they had positive thoughts. In question number 6, it asked about if social media use inhibited you from having negative thoughts. 15 of those, 52% of 15 participants answered yes, and 11 or 15 said no, and 11 said yes to that. Next up is for my next theme was high social media use. There was high social media use present, however, with over 65% of participants reporting that they use social media 3 times a day or more. 66% of participants saying they use social media 3 times a day or more. There was also prolonged social media use, with 47% of participants saying they use social media for more than 5 years. Up next is the discussion. First up is the summary, with a lot of people not reporting negative thoughts or social media isolation from with a lot of people not reporting those. A lot of people are more guarded and not letting people get to them on social media or choose to ignore it because social media use is casual for them. Limitations for the study, there were a lot of limitations. The data collection was solely based around college aged people. While I could have gone down to high schoolers or maybe even older to get a different mix of results. There could have been more questions about social isolation as well, and there could have been less open-ended questions, and there could have been a lot more closed questions for the need of quantitative data. Um, Future research, there was a high number of people that reported negative. There was there was still people reporting negative thoughts, but it wasn't supported in my conclusion. So I think in future research, you could use this for research going into depression and social anxiety that is related to social media use. And you can use this for definitely a foundation for that, in my opinion. You could use this for just research on depression and expand your thoughts and thoughts on what's causing it into social media. And finally is my conclusion. There was no link to social media depressive thoughts or social isolation. There are many reasons to keep studying the impact that social media has had on people's mental health. This could benefit millions of people that were afflicted with depression and a host of other mental health issues around the world. This could help researchers find safer ways for us to browse social media and how to prevent how prevalent social media is today in everyday lives. It is important that we know more about the effects of social media. Thank you and have a wonderful day.